Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be looking at another project using artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is image classification with MNIST dataset. So in the previous video, we got to know more about the deep learning concept. In this video, we'll be looking at another aspect of deep learning, which is the use of neural networks. In today's video, we'll be looking at one form of the neural network, that is convolutional neural network. Convolutional neural networks' final structure is pretty similar to that of regular neural networks, where there are neurons and there are weights and biases. But in addition to that, there are also additional layers which include convolutional layers, pooling layers, and flattened layers. Even convolutional neural networks have a loss function and an optimizer. CNNs are generally used for image classification, though they might also be used in areas such as natural language processing. So here we begin our project with downloading or importing the required libraries. So we'll be using TensorFlow as the backend and Keras for building our model. So let us import TensorFlow as TF. I'll take you through the data set in a while. Then we'll be using matplotlib pyplot for our graphical purposes as PLT. And then now we are using IPython, so we'll be having matplotlib inline. So matplotlib inline. Then for importing the required Keras modules containing the layers of our CNN model, we'll import tensorflow.keras.models. So, and from that we'll just import our required model, that is the sequential model. So from tensorflow.keras.models, we'll just import sequential. Now for the layers, as I mentioned previously, again from tensorflow.keras.layers, we'll be importing dense layer, convolutional 2D layer, dropout, flatten, max pooling 2D. Let's just run this. It will take a while during the initial importing of the libraries. Once the cell is ready, we can move ahead. In that while, I'll take you through the MNIST dataset and what exactly it consists. So basically, MNIST dataset is one of the most common datasets which is used for image classification. It has handwritten digits, which you can see here. So there are n number of images like this. So we'll be working on this data set and trying to recognize this digit or train our model in such a way that we'll be able to recognize these digits in any given unknown data which the model isn't familiar with. Okay, yeah, so we are done here. So the required libraries are imported. Now let us download the MNIST dataset. Now this dataset is basically allowed by TensorFlow and Keras to directly import from their API. So we'll be taking help of that. We'll be first dividing the data into train and test data. So let's do that. Train, let's just declare the variables in a very conventional manner. Xtrain, ytrain, and we need xtest, ytest. So xtest, ytest. Alright, and then we'll be using tensorflow.keras.datasets.mnist load data function, and then let's just run this. Okay, so we have our data set ready for use here. We have downloaded it. Now we'll be looking at the grayscale visualization of an image from the data set for its better understanding. Now this database basically contains 60,000 images. And there are about 10,000 testing images, and therefore first, to be able to understand the number of images that are there in this data set, let us first use x dot xtrain dot shape function to understand its shape. Yeah, so there are 60,000 images and 28 by 28 pixels. All right, so basically we have separated the images into train and test. Now this X part contains the RGB codes which range from 0 to 255, and the Y part, that is Y train and Y test, consist labels from 0 to 9 which represent the number that they actually are. So what we'll be doing in the grayscale visualization is we'll be having a look at how this X and Y part works. Okay, so let us give an image index. Now this image index can be of your choice. We have 60,000 images, so I can randomly give it. And then for this we'll be printing the Y label, that is Y. Now this is from the training data that I want to take. Oops, train. And then we'll pass in the image index. Similarly, you also want to load in the image which is in the X part of it. So we will take the use of the Matplotlib library for visualization. So we'll load in X train and then the image index, and then we want the color map of gray. So let's just load this. Yeah, so here we have a 1. Alright, so this is the actual image which is there in the X part of it, containing RGB codes from 0 to 255, and the Y part of it has a label from 0 to 1. So this image is of the number 1, so it is correctly identified over here. Alright, so now we are done with this. We'll be moving on to the next part, that is reshaping and normalizing the image. So for our reference, let's just take this train.shape over here again. So it's 60,000 images, 28 by 28 pixels. So now what do we exactly have to do in this process? To be able to use the dataset in Keras API, we need a NumPy array of 4 dimensions. However, we can see from this that this is a 3-dimensional array. In addition to making it into 4 dimensions, we also have to normalize our data because it is like a primary step in the neural network models. We can achieve this by dividing it by 255, that is the maximum RGB code, minus the minimum RGB code, that is 0. So that is at the last stage dividing it by 255. So let us try to implement it. So xtrain equals to, first step is reshaping. So xtrain dot reshape, and then we have to convert it into a 4-dimensional array. So xtrain will give it dot shape, will give it another dimension, and then we need an image of 28 by 28 pixels as it is, and in one color and in one color phase. Similarly, we'll do the same with X test. So let me just copy this and paste this, and let's just change this to test. Alright. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be declaring an input shape equivalent to the one that we want constant, so that we'll be able to implement the same shape in the future. Oops. Alright. Now the next step is we'll be converting these values that are the RGB color codes from 0 to 255 into float values. Why do we do that? We are making sure that these float values are in such a way that we can get a decimal point after dividing it by the number 255, that is during the normalization step. So X train, so we need to convert it into float type. So X train as type, will be using the as type function, and then we'll be specifying float 32. Similarly, we'll be doing it for X test also. Let's just copy this and paste it, and let's change it to test. Alright, yeah, we are done here. Now we'll be moving on to the normalization part. So as discussed previously, X train equals to X train divided by 255. Similarly, X test equals to X test divided by 255. Yeah, we are done here. So now let us just check the shape of X train that we have and the number of images in train and test, just for our reference in the future. So print X test shape. Now ideally it should have been converted into a 4-dimensional array. So let us see if it's working. X train, and then we'll be using the shape function again. Then we want to see this number of images in X train. X train dot shape index. Similarly, we want to do it for X test, so I'll just copy paste it and change it to X test, change it to X test, and I close this bracket over here. Let's run it. Yeah, so we have successfully converted into a 4-dimensional array. We see that there are 60,000 images in X train and X test has 10,000 images. Alright then, that is all for the first step of making our convolutional neural network model. So we have imported our libraries, downloaded the dataset, done a grayscale visualization of the image, and reshaped the normalized image in the last step. In the next video, we'll be creating our own CNN model, so stay tuned.